going on, guys? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go do some postseason scouting and kind of look and see what kind of sign we can find that's left over from fall, and put some cameras out, see who made it through. There was one nice big buck in here I got on camera from this fall. I'm hoping he made it through. Other than that, I'm just going to do some scouting. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's a pretty good game trail right there. You can tell it ain't been used since the snow, but in the fall, that was used quite a bit. There's some doe tracks. It actually looks like those doe tracks came out of that game trail, just at a different spot. So we might go back and double check on that. But this is a public piece that's over 800 acres. So I shot my buck this year in here. I came in here for opening day of gun and a second day of gun. I think it might actually been the third day of the season. And I never heard a single shot fired in here. So that gives me hope. But I do know at least one guy was in here for muzzleloader. So, now, this is what you hate to see in here. Wolf tracks. Hate seeing them in here, but nothing you can do about it. These look fairly fresh. These might have been the last, day or two. Keep an eye open. So this fall, what I ended up doing is I put myself in this skinny little pine tree here. And as I was still getting set up, a buck came down this trail. He stopped just out of range, saw me, because like I said, I was still setting up, and he boogied. But what I noticed while I was in that tree is at the time that was a very fresh rub. Very fresh rub. So I knew this was a good spot based off of that. Now I don't see any tracks in here today. Anywhere. So I'm not even gonna bother putting a camera or anything here, I don't think. But I came back, I think a week later, and I put my stand at that tree and I shot him 10 yards. So I'm pretty sure it was the same deer. Nice, decent 8-pointer. So, but what this is, I'll show you when we get up here a little bit more, is this is a marsh. So if you look through the trees, you can see the trees in the back. That's an island. There's water all around it. And I think the deer bed on those islands. And then they worked their way out. So I want to check these islands for tracks. But so far, this place has been pretty void. Not a good sign to start with. We got one doe and one wolf. Alright, here we go. Now we're on some tracks. The trail leads up that way. And the way they look, they're coming off that island. So we're gonna go ahead and put a camera here and see what we capture. At least one buck made it through. It's a decent size. It's a decent sized track. So that's a good sign. It's a good sign that at least one of the bucks made it through. Guess we'll kind of go look, follow his tracks here, see where he came from. So here's another one of those islands. You can kind of see the tracks going up the trail here. And this trail goes out to that island there. Now we're not going to go out in the island, but we're going to put a camera right here and catch them as they come off of it. Alright, another camera set. You can see got some coyote and some deer tracks coming out of there. Very cool. Alright, got another trail here. I know it might seem like I'm just getting lucky and finding all these trails, but the reality is I was out here during bow hunting and gun, so I've already seen a lot of the sign. We're just setting it with cameras. I don't really see no big buck tracks here. It seems to be all doe tracks, and this is just going back out to the main trail. So we're not gonna set nothing here. We already got that one camera. And I got more spots I want to check out, so. Alright, so we're getting some more sign here too. Another deer trail. So we're going to throw another camera on this and see what it brings. More tracks over here. Now, I'm curious where these ones go, because there is a trail up here by this sign to the left. So I'm curious to see if they go down that trail. Nope, they keep going around. Oh, some go that way. Some go that way, but the rest of them keep going this way. But we lost those big buck tracks somewhere in this area. So he might have turned. We'll double check these other tracks, because he's the one we want to follow. Yeah, this might be him here. Yeah. So we're going to follow these tracks. Now this is something new. I ain't been in here since spring, so I'll be curious to see if there's any scrapes, or, well, there ain't no scrapes, but any rubs visible. And I'm sucky at finding them, so see what happens. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's a nasty marsh, which I think they like to bed in. I think they like to bed there. So, oh, here we go. Found a rub. How about that? Pretty cool. I'll take it. Now we keep picking up this wolf track. Looks like what he did is he's probably cut through the little marsh here. But opening day at gun, I was sitting up on that hill in the tree line, and just before dark I heard grunting in this little marsh. So I tried to do a grunted back, but I never saw him. But there's quite a few deer tracks over here, so Some of them are coming in out of this marsh. A lot more wolf tracks over here too. Here's another set. A little smaller than the last one. That's why we carry the 40 cal. Yeah. Lots of wolf tracks in here. Look at them all. See them all. I've never gotten a wolf on camera here, but they're definitely in the area. Still seeing deer tracks too though, so keep your eyes open. I saw that rub while I was sitting on that opening day. I don't see any deer tracks over here. Just one set of wolf. There's a second set off in the wood line here. I'm not even gonna bother to put a camera over here. What's the point? I don't care about pictures of wolves. Or do I? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's see what we get. Now we're just trying to decide where to put the camera over here that we know we can do nothing but get wolves. So problem is I don't know how much human activity goes on back here, so I don't want to put it where it's too obvious. But I also don't want to put it in a crappy location where the pictures are going to suck. But there's a good concentration right here, so I think we found the spot. little bit of rubbing on this trail. No first tracks though. No tracks. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed in the amount of deer sign I've been seeing. Now, I've only covered a tiny section of this property, so, but maybe the deer moved out for winter. I know my buck that I shot out of here this bow season was a local deer. I had pictures of him all summer, and a few other small bucks for sure I know are locals. I'm not sure. We got a couple cameras left. I'm gonna go put them somewhere, but we're gonna get out here and we're gonna go fishing. So now we're starting to kind of wander into a new area here. I was just walking down this trail. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a rub right over here. We'll check it out. Pro tip. Change your ringtone on your phone to animal sounds. That way, when you're out in the woods, you can have your ringer on. Because I ain't hunting, I'm just checking stuff. Or if you forget to turn your ringer off, when you get that unexpected call, like in that case, it'll be a turkey, or my actual phone calls are geese. So, in theory, it won't scare the game, I guess, is the theory behind it. But here's that rub. Right on the game trail here. I don't see deer tracks on this trail, but we're gonna put a camera on it since we're right here anyways. Let's see what happens. So we just walked a good 100 yards. No tracks on this trail at all. Now, back in the deer tracks. Interesting how that works. So we got 2 cameras left. See if we can find a good spot to put them, and then we'll get out of here. These look like they're all doe tracks to me, but just glad to see more deer sign. Well, we're down to our last camera, and we just stumbled upon a nice buck track. So I think what we're gonna do, it's not fresh, but it's there. So we're gonna put that last camera right here somewhere, and maybe we'll get lucky and get them. I know someone's gonna ask, but the pants I'm wearing are the First Light. I think they're called the Sawtooth, but they're the brush pants First Light makes. Real good pants. I really like them. The only thing is, if you're gonna buy them, they run small. So I'm normally a 36, 34, and these are snug. So either I wish they would, well, what I really wish they would do is make it a little bit more elasticy in the waist, so they have a little bit of stretch. But other than that one thing, excellent pants. Real happy with them. I wore them out in Wyoming on my antelope hunt, and if I'm gonna go bust through the woods, these are the pants I put on. Okay, that's it. The things we learned from today's adventure. Number one, there's a lot more wolves in here than I was aware of. Or I'm gonna phrase that. They have a bigger presence in here than I was aware of. So that's lesson number one. Lesson number two, at least one big buck made it through. Hopefully we can get him on camera, and hopefully it's the big one that I got on camera back in October. I'll drop a picture of him here. So, alright guys, we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna go do some fishing.